Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Lozzalec Spring Open Fours up here at Boyne Tannum Sands Bowls Club. On screen you'll see our sponsors, major sponsor Lozzalec, Lozzalec, and we've got down the right hand side BCIB Insurance Brokers, Boyne Tannum Funerals and Crematorium, Dr. Bridget Martins, CPAP Direct. Glenn Butcher is the local member for Gladstone. And we've got Colin Boyce, who's the federal member for Flynn. Cement Australia, CMG, and Ray White Tannum Sands. And, sorry, but I forgot, down the middle there, Bendigo Bank, and also Bill Robertson Toyota. Thank you very much for your sponsorship, all of you. We've got a local derby going on here for this one, all from Boyne Island Tannum Sands, all 8 of them. And it's going to be should be a cracker of a match for the boys. So we've started off here, and that's well, that's they told me that was an aqua bowl. That's not aqua. We'll call that light green. And the orange bowl here of Carl Finn's. So the teams, we've got John Schiulaz's team. John is skipping. He's got Carl Finn as the lead, Jeff G as the second, and Miles Collins as third. Up again, Mick Trojak, who's the skip for Paul Vardy, David Lowe, and Paul Burriston. And so we're looking... as I said, all from Boyne Island Tannum Sands. And so we've local derby going on here, and some bragging rights, I should imagine, at the end of the game. Okay. We've got Carl Finn putting in a cracker of a bowl to start there. Julie Allen watching. Lukey Day. Hi, Lukey. Good to have you on board, mate. Thomas Nathan and Greg Rolls. And we had Mick Trojak, who's one of the skips here, wanted to come and do commentary. He found it a little bit hard to do commentary and skip the event. And he says, well, I'll just change the team around and I'll play lead, and then as soon as I put my 2 bowls down, I'll come and commentate. A little bit too hard to do it that way, I think. This maroon bowl of David Lowe, just running through a little bit. Mary, welcome aboard again. Good to have you. 2:30 in the morning, I think, over there. Rimple, unfortunately. That's the famous bucket of lollies down there. I've got a list of all the players and also their nicknames, and there's a couple there that I'm not going to mention.
I think you had him down as Jeff G, and it's G Key.
What is it? K-E-E. G Key, is it? Oh, okay. That's.
Deco, but he doesn't like.
Where did I see him, Jeff That's all they had there. Oh, no, there we go. I missed it myself. G. Key. Yeah, Jeff G. Key. Ah. Yeah. Turnbull.
As in Malcolm. First name Jeff with a G.
1, 2, 3, and we're back. Oh, thank you for that. We are joined in commentary, the dulcet tones, as we call it, of Jeff Turnbull. Jeff is a local here with and a member of the club here, and big supporter of the club. Yes, and used to be the greenkeeper, didn't you?
Yes, until I retired about a year ago to go to Brisbane.
Isn't it fantastic retirement?
No, not really. It's a bit boring, to be honest. But these guys said we've got the big tournament up. And the bloke that I trained, Kevin, does a brilliant job. And they said, would you come back and just sort of give him a hand for a few days? And I went, of course. And the people, I mean, we all talk about country towns. The people at small country town tournaments, they're second to none, aren't they?
That's right.
So, I came here. I got here Wednesday afternoon. I would have been here 3 hours earlier, only the road works that you guys would have copped yesterday.
Gee, tell us about it.
I was just telling them, I said, the poor guys from the Gold Coast, because you're like an hour and 20 minutes further than me. And I said to Norma, Google Maps, by the way, says 5 hours 51. It was 7 hours 20.
Yeah, what did we do, Robbie?
8:45 from the Gold Coast. Yep,
Yeah.
I said an hour and a half more. And Mick Powell, God love him, he said, no way in the world, Jeff, is that? And I said, well, you ask the Gold Coast guys when they come up.
The only stop the longest stop we stopped where it was just dead stop, that was a good 15 minutes, wasn't it, Robbie?
Yep.
On one of those traffic lights was a good 15 minutes. I mean...
Yep. There was one said, I think I'd had a birthday by the time I moved on, but never mind. You know, in the end, I suppose they're fixing the roads. But, yeah, mate, so I retired from here, went down to... said, would you come back, say hello to some people and...
Oh, the Greens are running a dream. Absolutely running a dream. So that blue and white, I've got them down as...
Mick Trojak's?
Yeah, Mick Trojak's bowls bounced forward there, which was quite lucky, and probably 2 shots there, was it? Paul Vardy's bowl, the green one was up there.
Did you see that when he accidentally ricocheted the bowl to me? The first thing Mick Trojak did was to go over and low five himself. Mick Trojak, you've got to understand that I have the total control on the mic now, so I'll have that beer anytime you want. Now, I do apologise because I'm not a professional commentator, but I have heard Sean Baker and Johnny Newell do it. So, well,
if Sean Baker and Doge can do it,
yeah,
I mean, anyone can do it.
I really like the guys, but they're a bit rough, so I'll be no smoother than them.
No, we used to do, we still do the Premier League Bowl show. Robbie comes in and films it, and last year was at Helensvale, and this year it's going to come out on the sideline, and I'd have Doge doing it with Bakes, and I'd be sitting.
Yeah.
There was, I remember Robbie over at Algester, and they did a show. It was done with Brad's camera and everything. And we had Lindsay Clark. Oh, you were there, yeah. And I'm sitting back going like this.
Yeah.
And Lindsay sort of, because they're asking Lindsay all these questions that really were not appropriate to be answered, because it was all to do with BA and Bells Queensland and Clubhouse, a few other odds and sods.
To this day, they say that was the most interesting responses ever given by a guest on that show, the Lindsay Clark. I've never seen the episode. But any time, I can't remember who they had the other week, and they said, the most honest interview we ever had was out of Lindsay.
Oh, Liddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's my little favourite. I love her. She's gorgeous. And I've got a soft spot for Liddy. And
to be fair, and I'm being totally honest now, all the people that are involved in the upper echelon of Bowls, Queensland Bowls, New South, even Bowls Australia, but geez, I mean, I don't know whether they get taught how to deal with the media or how to conduct themselves. And so forth. But, gee, it's an absolute pleasure to watch the way they carry themselves. And somebody mentioned, I can't remember who it was, but somebody said they bumped into Chloe Stewart and had to talk. It might have been Brian, to talk to her. And just an absolute pleasure to talk to her. And then they're not full of themselves.
No. Well, sports psychologists, they're involved heavily with those, and they teach them, they've got media people there to And who was that? Who was the young girl that... down at the Golden Nugget that
Kira-
I had.
Kira Burke. Yeah, Kira.
Oh, what an absolute charmer. She is gorgeous kid.
Well, I think actually Lindsay Clark is mentoring Kira.
That's right, yes.
You know, I mean, she doesn't need any help with the ability. For her to win to be blunt, for her to win the singles at Tweed Heads this year just shows how good a player she is, because there's not many B graders make the semis of the Tweed Heads singles.
No, so it was quite interesting. Lenny's my favourite. Yeah. She knows that because I keep telling her. Tell me about the Irvin brothers.
Oh, I know about the Irvin brothers.
Yep.
There's three of them. There's Darryl, Craig and Ian. Came to us from a northern New South Wales town. For some reason, I'm getting straight away Coonabarabran. They came in maybe 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. They were at that club nothing more than Thursday night barefoot bowlers and so forth.
Really?
And they came here, and what a massive asset they've been to the club. They've gone from barefoot bowlers to, I think 2 of them were playing in the Division 1 this year, the other one, but all of them could play Division 1. But you could not get, we always call them the Urban Boys, I think they're 52 or something, but anyway, they've always been the Urban Boys, and you could not get 3 better members for our club. They fed it in like a hand in a glove.
Who's that?
So that's it.
Darryl, Craig and Ian.
Darryl, Craig and Ian, yep. Oh yeah, they'll play anything. Doesn't matter.
I don't think we've got them on live stream.
They actually just won a round of the club triples yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Where they had a very, very hard game against Mick Powell, who I'll just show you to give you an idea of Mick Powell. He's not known as Mick Powell around the club. He's known as VB. That's how much he drinks of it. So apparently, I mean, I famously look at him. I haven't seen him for a year, and we shook hands and hugged. And he said, "How are you, Jeffrey?" I said, "Can you still draw a shot with a pencil?" And he went, "I'm still struggling." But yeah, so the Irvins had a really good win yesterday.
Yeah. In the first game that we had, I wrote down the team sheet, and a fella called John Martin from Childers.
Yep.
And I thought I better go and check him out, because I've worked many years ago with a fella called John Martin. His nickname was Hollow Legs Martin. He could stand there and just drink and drink and drink and drink, and just he had hollow legs, had to, and then he would be sober as a judge and just go catch his bus home from work. Yeah, just but he would not affect him one bit. And I'm going back to the days when a lot of the beers, I mean, I'm talking 1975, when most of them were heavies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good bowl by Miles. Took that bowl out. At the moment, 2-0 to Mick Trojak's team. And I mean, I know all these fellas really well. And Mick said, "Mate, if we make 6, we've done really well." They're what they call a Fishos team. I'll explain that for you. There's every second Sunday, there's what they call Fishos here. And originally it was called Fishos, founded and run by Howard Davies, who's still the big club treasurer. And the thing was, it used to get massive, and I'm talking massive seafood trays if you won the day.
Yeah.
It's turnaround triples, 18 ends, so you play 6 ends as a lead, 6 as in the middle, and 6 as skip. Turnaround triples, and that's called Fishers. That's every second Sunday morning, and I'll just show you the value of this sort of day. Costs 15. You get here at 7:45, an absolute all-you-can-eat full English breakfast.
Gee whiz.
And then 18 ends of bowls. All the prizes, $15 a head. And they won. People go, wow.
And they win a seafood tray.
No. Oh, massive ones. And I'm talking $50, $60, $70 ones for each player. And then they've got a runner-up. It's now run by Burrow, that man over there who's playing with Mick Trojak. Yep. This is a Fishos team, sir. And on the back, see his shirt, Boyne Tannum Fishos.
Oh, yeah,
yep. Mate. And I'll tell you what, over the years, I mean, and this is a very social day, Fishos. And over the year, they bring a lot of money into this club.
Oh, that's good. That's what we want to see. Here we go. The Irvin brothers are from Colliamberley.
Yep. Okay. What did I say? Coonabarabran. I knew it had a C in it.
Yep. Colliamberley. There we go. Oh,
but yeah, on paper, there's an old saying you don't play bowls on paper. But on paper, Johnny Schiulaz's team should win this. But, you know.
You don't play.
You don't play bowls on paper.
And you don't play bowls on live stream. But I tell you what, I've won so many games. I'm running, actually, on my guessing.
Yep.
1 for 1 at the moment. Before, up until this morning, I was none for 10. And I thought, well, let's wipe the slate clean and let's start a whole new event. And I picked the first one, so I'm 1 for 1 at the moment. I'm going to retire.
Oh, so you're tipping each game, are you?
Oh, no. We're tipping whether a bowl's close.
Oh.
Yeah. And if you ever want to upset Robbie, the best way to do it is say, which one do you...
Really?
You use your thumb to measure on the screen.
The people that stand over their heads with that stupid finger thing, I can never make. So you actually use your thumb on the screen in front of you.
Yeah.
See, the viewers
that's why I was none for 10. I got no idea. Wouldn't have a clue. Yeah. But I convinced Brian Marshall to do it too.
Yeah. I know we're all old school here, but I can't understand that finger measure thing. And, you know, and they swear blind by it. Okay.
Well, the funny thing with that finger measure, I've played against some people who must trust me because I've never lost a measure using my fingers. Win them all. Oh, that was a Mick Trojak, a good kick off there.
Yeah.
So, Paul's gone a little bit wide here. He's doesn't want to come in. And we noticed that if you go wide, they'll tend to stay out. And also, if you're light on weight, they'll get to a certain point, and as soon as they start to slow, across the head they go.
The more the wind will get up.
Yeah, the wind.
Just see it in the trees
breeze.
over there. It always comes from the river. And it's the forehand. Actually, the forehand, as Carl's just played, is definitely the wider hand.
Yeah.
Because of the wind. But I mean, we were going to roll the green at lunchtime, and a couple of blokes said, "Oh, Jeff, it doesn't need rolling." And I went, okay.
Oh, it's playing beautifully. It's playing beautifully, actually. So we mentioned the gardens.
Oh, yeah.
We mentioned the gardens.
Now,
We've
I'll
had
just
people.
let the viewers know. Obviously, I was cutting the green when you got here this morning, and and I said, okay. I said we've had a bit of a poll, a few of us inside. How many comments you'll get about the gardens, and roughly. And I told Bruce, I said, please make just a list of roughly percentage-wise. Are people in favour, or do they say I hate them? Okay. Now I genuinely don't know what's the vote roughly. Do they like them or not?
Oh no. People have good comments on there. It's quite good actually.
It's a novelty, isn't it?
It is, and.
But as Brian Marshall will know, because he's been a greenkeeper far longer than me, it's notoriously hard to get a mower right into the corner because of the catch. So, yeah, and I've seen clubs that have dug it out to that diagonal like I've done and concrete it and paint it green. And then they say,
okay, so there's no truth in the rumour that they told me they put the gardens in the corners there to hide Loz's wrong bias.
Bruce, I told you not to bring it. I mean, it's funny because it's true, but you don't say things like that on the stream.
No, we say that. Great guy, young Loz.
You know, I'll credit where it's due. I've known Loz ever since I got here, and I just walked in. I went, wow, how many teams are here? Absolutely, because of the reciprocation that they're doing because Loza goes to their tournaments.
Yep.
And for him to be such a major sponsor, $10,000 on a one green tournament. It's very rarely here.
Oh, that's right.
For one green, $10,000. And that's because Loz is a major sponsor. He loves the club.
Yep. And he's got a great raft of support here with the sponsors we had.
Yeah.
We had Liza from Boyne Island, or Boyne Tannum Funerals on just before.
We heard that.
Having a bit of a chat.
Yeah, I heard her.
Yeah, lovely lady.
Oh, when I say I heard her, I was sitting inside, and we've actually have the live stream on inside.
Oh, that's good.
So, just shows you a few of us lazy people. We could walk 7 metres and watch it live out here, or sit at the bar and have a beer and watch it in there. So, that's what we were doing.
And the bar always wins. So Jeff, a little bit wayward. He's got the shot there, Jeff.
Yeah, his first bowl was good.
Yeah. See, that's a bit narrow. That's going to cut it well across.
Our resident photographer called Michelle Wagner. You'll see about 150 photos from Michelle on Facebook and the club's website.
My wife.
Yeah, so I'm not saying that's why I'm doing it.
What a lovely person. Alan Howard watching, Christian McClellan, and Brian Marshall watching. Hello, Brian.
Oh, is he really?
Oh, no, I'm not too sure. He clicks on, but he switches straight off, so we can't say anything bad about him.
Well, we could email it to him.
Yeah.
I have noticed a lot of bowls on what we call the ditch side. I don't know whether they're scared. That's better, Miles. I don't know whether they're scared to send them out thinking it won't come back, but hang on, see. Okay.
Well, that's
yeah,
not going
to be fair, it did hang.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, it did hang. When I got here, they don't normally roll past the tees, and since I've been here, we've been constantly rolling this to try and make it more even. But it is, okay, it is still a struggle. And the good thing is now Kevin Gelder's the boss here, and we can just blame everything on Kevin.
Yeah, of course. Always blame the boss.
He's at home at the moment, so that'll be good. He won't hear any of this.
He might be listening. Vince Calabrese, hi, from Austral Eagles Bowling Club down in New South Wales. Vince is a...
Especially the last 3 years, because so much live bowls on my telly in my life. Click on the YouTube app and you're watching, and it's just fantastic. We are spoiled. Somebody put on there that the Australian sides weren't covered the last few days by Clive Anderson in Bowls Australia, and she just said, in her own defence, she went, to be honest, we are sport for choice now, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
You know,
yep.
And the quality, the quality is just terrific.
Well, we've got, and she may be on at the moment, I think she is actually, Mary Ingram from Fife in Scotland.
Yep.
And we've got James Johnson. He lives at, I call him the Baron of Balloch, and Balloch is a little town up on Loch Lomond, just north of Glasgow. And I had lunch with him a couple of weeks ago over there when I was over there, and he just loves the bowls. He says, I am so spoilt. He's got his phone, and it goes bing bong, and he knows that there's some bowls. It's what time to be over there? Be 2 o'clock in the morning or something over there now, and he's gone to bed now. But Mary's up watching.
It is funny. I mean, we all watch the Commonwealth Games over in England and so forth, and in the Northern Hemisphere, those slower greens, they're just amazed. They watch Broadbeach, and they watch all of these Australian, especially Queensland greens, where the climate's good, and they're just amazed at the speeds and so forth.
Yeah, I was talking to Barry Lester about over there. They said they don't mark their greens like this.
Correct, yeah.
They just have a dot.
Yep.
And that's all it is. And on the live stream or the televised rink, of course, you've got a 120-year-old oak tree or whatever it is that casts a shadow straight across the green, which was... The
negative comments about the finals were that the fact they were still using rinks 1 and 6 because that's where the side grandstands come in.
Yeah.
But as a greenkeeper, there's only 2 games on the whole thing. Surely, if you moved it half or a rink over, you negate that problem and everybody still gets to see it. The amount of people that said to me, would you have put a rink where the tree is? And I went, well, it's not the greenkeeper, it's the people that say we want it set up there.
That's right. It's the broadcasters. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately. I was disappointed in the triples when we were getting bashed 12-0, Barry Leicester and so forth. And everybody said, I don't know why Leicester keeps persevering on the ditch side because it just would not come back. No. And then people said, well, why the hell on the ditch rink that this won't draw? For the Commonwealth Games, gold medal.
Yeah, it's...
And we are spoiled here, let's be honest. We are spoiled in Australia.
Yeah, he said it was quite amazing there, and we've got a very, well, Brian and I have got a very strict policy in relation to we don't criticise. We will jovially have a shot at someone, just have a bit of a laugh, but we will not criticise a bowler, criticise a choice of bowl that they make. And with due respect to the commentators for the Commonwealth Games, there was so many negative comments coming out of their mouths about things like, oh my goodness, I don't know why he would come that hand.
Oh, okay.
Well, hang on, it's his choice.
Yep.
You've just got to commentate to what's there.
Yep.
And we have no, as Brian says, we don't talk sex, politics or religion. And
we don't talk sex. Well, there goes 90% of the next hour that I was going to talk to you.
And,
the women inside just said, are you going to tell a joke or two? And I went, I'm telling you, there's no delay on the system, because I already checked with you, didn't I?
Yeah.
I checked this morning. I went, I can't commentate if there's not a delay.
Yeah, no, we don't have a dumb button.
But I've behaved myself up to now, Robbie. I haven't done very well, but I'm here.
I'll get Robbie to check that shortly on BQ. There's no comments coming through, mate, so I don't know. Yeah, they're all coming through on ours.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean, Clive Adams is a hell of a good player, and he's in the fours for Western Australia in next week's Australians. But he will frequently say, he said, look, if it was me, I'd be maybe just draw. No, he doesn't criticise.
No,
he just suggests.
Yep.
But as he said, they're Yep.
Yeah, we don't know what's out there. And besides you, I'm better off playing my bowls this side of the screen than that side.
Now, Miles has been playing either third or skip in Division 1 pennants up here.
Right, yep.
Of course, to be fair, though, up here there's Division 1 and Division 2, that's it.
Right.
Whereas just down in Brisbane, they go down to Division 10 in Brisbane.
Yeah, well, Gold Coast is, where'd we go to this year? 9, wasn't it, Robbie?
You would have Division 10?
Division 7, where we had nine teams.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
Division 9s. I just realised Burroughs got new bowls. I must ask him about that. He had other different bowls last time I was here a year ago.
Dale McWhinney, Shillington. Hi, Dale.
Hello, Dale. I will text you tomorrow afternoon, Dale. Dale will know what I'm talking about. He called me the other day and he went, you're down at Clontarf, near Sandgate, right in the area, Redcliffe. And I went, yes, mate. He goes, oh, can I talk to you at Sandgate about something? I went, oh, you won't believe it. After a year he could have called me. I said, after a year, I've promised to go up to Boyne Tannum for 5 days. And he went, oh, that's all right. He said, text me on Sunday afternoon when you get home and we'll talk. And I went, okay. So, yes, Dale, I'll text you tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, Clontarf, yeah.
I live at Clontarf, yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of it. Oh, geez, I nearly had the name of the street there. It's a girl's name.
Victoria Avenue?
No, it's a little side street that runs off Victoria Avenue.
Margaret Street?
No, Short. I'll think of it. Yeah, my best mate at 58 at Brisbane Grammar School and said, hi, I'm John. And he said, oh, and I said, I'm Bruce. We shook hands, we've been mates ever since. And he lived at Cathy Street.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Cathy Street. My wife's, some aunties and grandmother lived at I think you go to Bramble Bay Bowls Club on the corner there.
Well, that's Victoria Avenue.
Dunbar Street they lived in.
Yep.
Up that way.
Play at Brighton.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I played numerous times at Bramble Bay with my father-in-law, who's since passed. But it was
Some
it was
really
a nice club.
Yeah, nice club.
The Butcher Man, what was his name? Brett Furigal. He played beautiful meat trays. And one of the Perella boys played there.
And was a
Johnny, wasn't it?
And was a greenkeeper there.
Yeah, Johnny Perella.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. Not the greenkeeper there anymore. I mean, obviously everyone's getting older.
He'd be retired by now, I should imagine.
Yeah, they've got a contracting company does it now. But yeah, he was the greenkeeper there. I'll tell you what, Trojak's team's got, and he's got 3 more.
3? Gee whiz.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not
1,
being
2,
nasty,
3.
but if Johnny Schiulaz's team that I tipped would win this, Trojak said to me, he goes, Jeff, we won't score 6. Now they're up to 10, I reckon, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. If we...
What's your bill?
Oh, Ted Sam. Now, Ted Sam is watching and said it looks great. Ted Sam used to be, when I was a greenkeeper here, Teddy was the Greens director.
Oh, okay.
He was basically supposed to be the liaison between the greenkeeper and the committee. So the committee would say, this is what we want, and Ted's job was to tell me what we want.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Now, we overlapped for years, and without a word of a lie, he was meticulous at all the gardening, all the other gardens and all.
You said you had 7 up that side there.
Yeah, we had 6, I think.
6 up that side,
he
yeah.
put all the other gardens up the end.
Oh, okay,
And
yeah.
he was just brilliant, and now, God love him, I left in October last year, and he left, I think, in the December to Toowoomba. Sure. He left in Toowoomba to go to Toowoomba in January, and gee, the club's missed him. Just a brilliant man.
Can't do without your stalwarts.
Oh, mate, you know, and as people, it just shows, people just say, we didn't realise what Ted Sam did until he left. Isn't it funny he's watching, listening to my stupid tones? He's thinking,
But it's the gardens, like Club Helensvale.
Yep.
Where I'm a member of. We had rose beds along Discovery Drive there.
Sure.
Absolute beautiful roses around there. And they used to be called Chicka's Roses.
Okay.
Chicka Imhoff used to look after them, and you weren't allowed. And if I wanted to take a rose home, or if I had one of my young grandkids down there, and to go down and put my name down for bowls or something, I'd say, do you want to take a rose home for Ma? And they'd say, oh, yeah. I said, well, don't just pick it. I've got to go and see Chicka. And you say, hey, Chicka, can I have a rose? And he'd pick the one out for you and give it to the grandson. He'd take it home and say, there, Mama, there's your rose. But, yeah, Chicka passed on a number of years ago. He was a cheeky little halfback from Ipswich. You can never trust a halfback.
well, Ted was one of the people that I spoke to when I umdenied about putting these corner gardens in. And I said, what do you think? And he says, well, he said, I've never ever seen it done. And I said, why don't we just put one in and then play it by ear? And if people go, oh, my God, what have you done? We'll take it out. We will do what other clubs have done. We'll concrete it, paint it green, and job done. And to this day, they're still there. So
that's great.
And especially visitors. You know, we get a lot of people here in the winter from Victoria, and they go, oh, just look at, you know.
And what have you got in there? Just plants that...
There's Venkers in there. There used to be Venkers, geraniums. Kevin put something in there the last week that I wasn't here for. But we only put Venkers and geraniums and stuff in because they're self-germinating.
Yeah,
so
they're hardy plant.
Without sounding lazy, once you put them in, that's it. You don't have to put them in again.
That's how I like gardening.
Oh, that's
a great way to garden.
What do they say, Bruce? Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, that's right. Grant Felberg, welcome aboard. We've got Cody's game on next on the live stream after lunch. So you can you'll be hang around for that one, or after lunch you can come back, and good to have you on board, Grant.
You can just see as Lowy put that last bowl down how wide they're now going on the what we call the wider hand because of the wind. And the green's definitely
so that breeze up there in the trees over the top over there,
and just the dissipation of the water in the soil.
Even the flag up there.
Yeah. I mean, Jeff Cheeky, definitely a member here, and he knows. You send them out, they will come back. Yeah, good bowl, Jeff.
Good bowl. That'll be shot. Well done. Yeah, good bowl, Jeff.
Great bowl, Jeff. I won the club pairs with Jeffrey Jeeky by geez, he played well that year. The Ted Sam that we were just talking about, I think either him or his lovely wife wasn't real well, and he goes, oh, I'm not going to make it. And I said, I'll fill in if you like. And we ended up winning it.
How good's that?
Yeah. We're actually waiting for Johnny Schiulaz's team to really kick off. I genuinely think they'll change the length more when they get the mat.
When they get the mat.
They've just had it this end.
Yeah.
But, because they have to do something. I never thought they'd be 10-1 down.
So he has gone wider than the previous game we did, Jeff.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's noticeably wider.
Yeah.
And see, he's too strong. But just watch where it finishes. It's still going, and now it's finishing on the line. So that's absolutely. Yep, it's on the line down near the boundary peg, down near the D. But no way in the world is it. No, that's better. Get out there. They'll come back. Miles, obviously the president here, could not wish for a better president. Oh, geez, he's been good. And a very switched-on president too. He was on the board at Soldiers Point in New South Wales, which is a big club down on the Central Coast.
Yep.
And he came here, and a good friend of ours, Nugget, Neil Nugent, who's just up the street. Neil hasn't been well health-wise. and he was a bar manager, and he says, Jeff, he said, I just can't do this anymore, my health. And Peter Cameron, who was the president.
Tall Peter, yeah.
Yep. Well, Peter said, look, poor nugget, he said, he was president, he said, if I drop back to bar manager, we need a president, and we tried to talk Miles into it, and he had to, I love this, I'm whispering, he had to check with his wife, so he's a clever man.
Don't we all?
He's a clever man. And he said, yeah, he said, I spoke to Anu, he said, I spoke to her, and she said, it's all right. Oh, wow, what a godsend he's been.
Yeah, well, I spoke to my wife about doing the live streaming, and she said, well, when do you go away?
I did hear that when you came back from the Commonwealth Games. She went, when are you going again?
Yeah. I know that. Didn't go to the Commonwealth Games. I just went up to on a bucket list trip.
Oh, okay.
That's all it was. Yeah, just up to. It came about because 4 funerals before Easter and 3 after Easter, and all except for the 87-year-old, one of the 87-year-old, they were all 69, 68, 69, 79. I was just talking to the Liza from the funerals there, and I was mentioned that one of the guys, he went back to live in New Zealand. He bought a plot at Mudgerborough Cemetery, and we planted him on his birthday. He always wanted to have his 80th birthday on the Gold Coast, so his wife brought the ashes over, and we went to the plot and we planted him, put him in the plot, and then went off to the Northcliffe Surf Lifesaving Club and had his birthday party.
Really?
He would have been 80, so we celebrated Brian's 80th on the Gold Coast, and it was fantastic. And it's quite funny, I could keep hearing his voice saying, Bruce, have another rum. It just kept coming to me.
One of our really good members, Steve Gibson, has just given me a look. Can you let Howard know that it's not my turn? That's all you got to say, mate. Jeff says it's not his turn. I'm here, though.
He's got to be. He's got to work off his wages.
And for the people that are obviously commenting that it looks nice and sunny and so forth, 31.7, is that the correct temperature? That's what it says.
Yeah, it may not be correct. We've had that pretty big.
It might be inflated because of the hot air coming out of me. That could.
It gets hot under here, I tell you.
Oh, I see. Well, the guys from Monto and Billow, they're west of here, so they were warmer temperature. They went, oh, Jeff, it is very warm. So if it's not 31, I bet you it's 28.
Oh yeah. You know,
28, and it's not even midday, is it?
Yeah, long. Just gone.
Yep.
Billow. Geez, I haven't been out to Billow for I hate to think how long. Yeah.
I've been gone a year, and the number of people that come in when I was sitting in the bar watching Trent's game against Robbie Huggers and Gus Crone's team, the amount of blokes says, oh, you're back, thinking I'm back for good. And I say, no, just come up for a few days. And it's just, they remember you after you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, good line, just a bit long, perfect grass.
See, the thing is, as we were saying about the fact that Johnny Schiulaz's team has got to change something. Well, they've shortened it right
Yeah,
up.
have they? What?
The Fishers blokes has a rule that are miles in front. The Fishers blokes don't normally play very short ends.
Oh, good pick up there from Paul.
Paul Vardy, yep. No. Somebody was hoping to open a can of water off Mike so that he didn't make a noise, but Robbie's looking at me as if to say, good try, Jeff, but it didn't work.
Howard did say, he said, oh, Jeff probably won't be there because he doesn't talk very much, so he won't be there for very long.
Yeah. Well, he gets his wage check.
Oh, Howard is the treasurer. The man I'm having a quiet shout with, because I did not expect to be on here because you don't have a delay. But to be honest, I haven't said anything bad yet.
No, been good. Don't like that word yet.
And we have discussed ex-wives and so forth, and none of the jokes have come out of my mouth at all, so that's good.
No, we...
To be honest, the people inside are expecting it, so... Well, good luck from
Jeff.
you, Jeffrey.
Oh, what a... just popped it out sideways, so... I'd say that Paul's still holding probably the couple. Oh, yeah. Yep.
But the old saying is, to be fair to Jeff, I mean, when you're down to that close, you can't be short. You may as well have a niggle. At least it's in the open now.
Well, this looks like a good bowl from David.
Dave Lowe is literally a Fisho's bowler. Plays once maybe every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Sunday morning, lives at Tannum. Comes over here every year.
So I should imagine during the summer months, the golf club will be buzzing. The football grounds would be buzzing. Because they're just up the road there. I see AFL, a couple of around the rugby league fields over there.
Absolutely,
Yeah, it's
a lot of netball as well.
Oh, I saw the netball courts as we come in. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, really, for what you call small country towns, I mean, Boyne Island's got 5,000 people, Tannum Sands has got 5, so that's it, 10,000 combined.
Good bowl. You're going to stay with it, and he's pushed it down to Carl's bowl.
That's Carl's, yep.
Yeah.
Carl's Orange Turbo Pros. It's funny, he's using Turbo Pros, and for the people that know bowls, and yet when he's playing what we call the wide hand, he is solidly still out to the boundary peg. It's hard to think there's such a tight bowl, Turbo Pro, and he's still out to the boundary peg. But yeah, in the small country towns, if you don't have that sort of small sort of sporting clubs, and it keeps everybody occupied.
I got to Mackay in '86, and Mackay is just like Rocky, like Townsville, but Mackay has where we were staying before we moved into the bank house. It was a Saturday, and we drove down near the airport, and we've got you got hockey fields down there, and they are just they're like mice all over the field.
Bad luck.
Well, there's two to Carl, and then the junior football grounds across the road there. Unbelievable, the amount of sport that's played. Then you go over the other side of town, you've got the rugby fields, the junior football grounds and then you got the showgrounds. In my day, when I was up there, they were playing rugby league in the showgrounds before the big stadium went up, and not a lot coming through.
There was when I was 15, I started golf and so forth, and then started snooker and all that, but especially golf. And somebody famously said to my dad, God love him, and he said, oh, Jeff started playing golf. And he said, and he's so true, this is 47 years ago, and he said, I don't care what sport, because I was 15, I don't care what sport he takes up, but if you can involve a kid in their mid-teens in any sort of sport, you will never have problems with him with drugs, alcohol, that sort of stuff, because you're giving him an interest. He's not sitting at home bored and so forth. And for all I love technology, I love the Chromecasting, I love the live stream I was saying about, but it would be nice to see more kids out there instead of sitting on PlayStation games.
My 3 grandkids play junior rugby, touch football, and they absolutely love it.
Don't care what sport it is.
They still play on their PlayStations and that, but that's fine.
And those kids you see in the skate parks on skateboard, I couldn't tell us, just get them out in the open air. That's all we're saying. I know we sound like old fuddy-duddy saying, in our days it was bad. But somebody told my dad that when I was 15. I've never forgot it.
Remember my youngest boy, who's 42 now, I remember when he was growing up, had all his mates over at our place, and they've on their skateboards, and I said, I used to be a skateboard champion, I said, I got scars on my fingers from doing handstands, and the board tipped up and I went along a concrete path and went down to the bones on those 3 knuckles. And they said, really, Mr. Kirk? I said, yeah. I jumped on the skateboard, I took one step, and I must have gone 8 foot in the air and came down and landed on my back. I got up, as if nothing to see here, kids, walked into my bedroom, shut the door, fell on the bed, put my head in the pillow and screamed. What a champion I was. Yeah. But I had my very first skateboard was actually a plank of plywood. Just pushing it away. Plank of plywood with a set of roller skate wheels, 4 wheels on the bottom of it. That was my very first one.
So Carl Finn that's standing over there, Carl, is the idea of shortening the end up to try and break the monotony, is it?
So they keep knocking me up or knocking the kid up shot.
Carl, you've put down 2 fantastic bowls, considering you're 8 foot in front of that when you first started.
Now, see, I genuinely thought I would be the one in trouble with the comments because I know all of these blokes. I did say, Carl, to be fair, I said, as soon as you got the match, you would change something drastically, and you have, and you're holding at least 3 more, I think 3 in a measure. Mick Trojak trying to spoil something. He's only getting on to Miles's bowl. No. That's 3, I think.
Yeah, that's... whose bowl's that one that rolled in? That's the John's, wasn't it?
No, that was Burrows that moved in. There's 3 to...
Yeah.
3 to Carl.
2 there, and whose was that one there? The blue and white one.
Oh, the blue and
the
white.
Quarters. The quarters,
That's
that was
Johnny
Johnny.
Schiulaz,
Yeah, Johnny. Yeah, so you had...
Their closest bowl was the green and gold of the Borough.
Carl got 2 and Johnny got 1, and there we go. Look, and you, I mean, you picked it well. You know, they narrowed it right up, and...
well, you just, as we always say, you just got to try something. You either go dead short or ditch to ditch, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm looking at Miles Collins standing over there, and when I told him I was doing the live stream ring, and I went, "Oh yeah, typical. You want me to talk about our brilliant president, and you're going to have a massive win. You don't look like winning." No. Here you go.
See, normally if anyone stands in front of the camera, we give them, Robbie gives them, he's got a bucket load of pebbles there. He gets,
Bruce, I watch it on the live stream.
2 little pebbles in the back.
And without a word of a lie, I know where he sits next to Brian and so forth. I'm thinking, oh, he's looking. He is the most on-the-ball technical director I've ever seen. And I'm thinking, you just watch Robbie jump up. And we're sure enough, Robbie's up. But I'm telling you, and I'll say this to all the people out there, when you're on a live stream rink, you have to remember, especially when the bowl's coming down, some of these Premier League players, they think they have to stand right over the jack to get a view, but all of a sudden 800 of us or 1,500 of us can't see a thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Tell you what, Robbie, I'm in your corner. Just get out of the road. And Aaron Sheriff's very good. He'll try and get in, but he always stands a solid metre away because he knows.
Yeah. Oh, most of the top skips do. They're pretty good. Robbie just throws 2 pebbles at him, and the third pebble's an old Henselite Classic 2 that he's got in his bag, and he just throws that at him then.
Well, I was talking to Brian Marshall, and he said that between him and Robbie, they have investigated, but apparently you're not allowed to fire an air pellet rifle at them because apparently that would would get it across, Robbie. That would make it impact.
But they won't get it.
Apparently we were checking it is illegal.
But what about?
They can't understand. There's 1,400 people watching these big events. And as soon as it come down, I was watching some of the Bowls Victoria stuff, and they all crowd around. Remember in our day when the lead and second had to sit on the bank where you belonged?
Oh, yeah.
No, everybody's got to stand.
Yeah, they're all on
I bet you get complaints about these comments. Everyone's got to stand at the head now and clap and high-five. Now. Just get out of the road, let us watch. Okay, rant over.
That's the spray for the
Especially in... the Premier League bowls, and especially in a lot of the championships, you'll find them all down there, gathered around, having a look.
Don't mind all that, as long as they do it 1.5 metres to the side, so the 1,500 people watching.
Yep.
Look, I don't mind the high fives. I think it's fun. I mean, Barry Lester's very, very animate, but he knows where to stand. See, he's experienced.
Yeah. Good guy, Baz.
Yeah. He has turned, I mean, to be fair, he's turned Burley heads around.
Oh, certainly.
As good as Wayne Turley has at Tweed Heads, I do know Wayne.
Yeah.
Fantastic efforts.
Yeah, we missed Turles at our Premier League AGM. He's normally there, but he had something on. He couldn't make it up.
I never knew until I saw overnight, because I was here all day working, and then I saw the results of yesterday's, basically Australian Sides Championship. Mm-hmm. I never knew, because he's 50 at 49 and over now, right?
Yeah.
And I never knew he's playing second to Aaron Sheriff in the Queensland Open squad. So he's still that good, Wayne Turles.
Oh, yeah, good bowler.
He always says, I mean, when you hear him on the live stream, he always says, he said, I'm very much a part-time bowler now. No, you're not.
No.
As our resident greenkeeper turns up.
He might be a part-time bowler, but he's still a bloody good bowler. That's the thing. He really is.
It was only 2 years ago, I may be wrong, maybe 3. No, more than 3, but I think only 2 that he made the final of the Australian. Got beat by Aaron Wilson. Mm-hmm. I think it was 2 years ago. Yep. And as Robbie Allen knows, because you can't make the last 8 or 16 of the Australian Open singles without being able to play music.
That's right. I've never beaten any great bowlers, but I've been beaten by a few. I remember that comment was passed to me by, you may remember him, Benny Pike. Benny Pike was a boxer, boxed for Australia at Olympic Games. And he says, I wasn't a champion boxer, but by geez, I was knocked out by a few. he was a tough little nuggety fighter. Good boxer, but came up against some really tough ones in the Commonwealth Games, the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
Yeah, old Benny Pike. He was.
Now the man on the viewer's screen on our left, on their right in the little bucket hat, Carl. When you look at him and look at the way he carries himself, look at the way he puts the bowl down, and so you wouldn't believe he's 9 months off being 80, would you?
Who? Carl Finn.
See, I did tell you you'd be surprised. And also, I've been here 6 years, and I hate him because he beat me in a Club A grade singles final once. But I think Leicester beat him. Leicester Shellback is on ring 6. Leicester beat him 3 years ago. It's the only one he's ever lost since he's been here.
Gee whiz.
And he's still 80 and can match it with anyone. 80. He's 9 months off being 80-year-old.
Gee whiz.
He actually, he came here, I think, the week that I arrived, and I never knew him at all, but he just said, oh, where are you from, and all that. And he said, oh, most recently I've been at sort of Ettalong, and I said, I know a few players there, and he went, yeah, he said, are you ready for this? He goes, yeah, until I came up here, I was the lead for Aaron Sheriff in the zone triples and the tennis and all that, so he was a Division 1 bowler on the Gold Coast. No wonder he's won everything up here. And he won the pairs again with Kevin Gelder, our greenkeeper. Won the pairs here with Kevin this year, and the singles, by the way, again.
All right, John Schiulaz, he's come on, start to turn, and it is turning.
It'll turn.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is a good bowl.
Absolutely.
Good bowl. So got to stop. It's got to stop.
I was going to say, look narrow. Yeah. As I said, it's midday now. As my mother always used to say, they'll draw like a poultice. I never knew what a poultice was.
Poultice? Oh, geez.
I never knew what a poultice was, Robbie.
You get a boil on your black poultice they used to put on.
And stayed for shot, maybe two. Great bowl, Troj.
Well done. Yeah, my brother, I remember, had this boil on his back when he was young, and Mum put this black poultice on it, and you cover it over them with a bandage. And then what you do, it's horrible, viewers, but what you do is you leave it for a couple of days.
Well, it's not horrible if you stop talking.
But what happens is you then peel the bandage off. And the poultice actually grabs the head and pulls it out. And I can remember my brother had a hole that had to be half an inch wide on his back. Yeah. And I could nearly look into it and see his rib cage. Oh, God, it was terrible.
Yeah. Showing why, I think it was 3. Mick Trojak showing why he used to be a district skip, had a few. Johnny Schiulaz will tell us, was it 2 or 3? Johnny, 2 or 3? 4. Good bowl to push Carl out.
Oh, yeah.
The man that said they wouldn't reach 6 has now reached, I don't know, 14 or something. He said, Jeff, we won't reach 6. I might have been Howard said you wouldn't reach.
But that was a good call to get. He called. He said, "Come down here," and then he pointed to the 4 bowls that were there and said, "You get that out, you've got it."
He's mate. He's a top player. He's been a club single. I think he's won the district singles here in 2016. And you've got to beat some decent players to win the district up here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was just he became a fly-in, fly-out worker for a long time because he's got a very young family. Yeah, and he doesn't play anything comp now.
Yeah, I haven't been to Gladstone for many years. This is the first time trip since my auntie passed away, and I came up for a funeral up here. And they grew up. The Busk family grew up in Gladstone here, and yeah.
So it's the first time you've been to this club?
Oh, first time here. Yeah.
It's nice, isn't it?
I knew the turn off very well because for 6 years I drove down from Mackay to Brisbane every Christmas.
Sure. Oh, yeah. The Benarabi turn off, yep.
And we I rang my wife and I said, we got to turn off. The next one up is Mount Larkham. And she said to me, oh, you can't stop there. I said, why not? She said, you haven't got any boiled eggs and bread rolls. But that was our breakfast. Every time we left Mackay, we'd always go to Mount Larkham for boiled eggs on bread rolls for breakfast. And then Rocky got a McDonald's, so we could stop for McDonald breakfast then.
Make sure you listen to the replay of this stream, Mick. I'm just saying how good a player you are. I drink till he's new. Okay. Yeah. I'm never going to get a beer out of you. Okay, I'll be honest, after 7 ends, we're virtually halfway. It's 14-5. Yeah, and the problem is that the Schiulaz team is so strong on paper. But, you know, these Fishers guys, they've got no fear because they're a social team.
Yeah. And well, they're only bowling to what's in front of them.
Paul Vardy, to be fair to Paul, I know Paul really well. And Paul Vardy he's playing at good enough bowls. Johnny Lowe, and I think they're a good team.
Well, they're holding a couple there now with Paul and David Lowe. Is that going to come around from Jeff at all?
I was surprised.
Oh, what a great bowl! Don't go through the hole. Oh. When we're doing the call and you see that happen, you feel so sorry for that because it's a beautiful bowl.
I'll give you a tip. On the wide-handed, that is, whenever you think it's good, it's a metre away from finishing.
Usually you have ladies bowlers there.
Look at that, yeah.
Yep. Oh, inside. Great bowl. Was that David, wasn't it? Yeah.
To be fair to Paul Vardy that was standing there, he's never seen a live stream rink, never mind been on one. But he can throw down a bowl all right.
Too right.
Looking up there because Mick's took a comfort stop. That's what they call them now. I hear on the live stream, oh, such and such is having a comfort stop. I love that. Now, see, the problem is, under Paul's tutelage, they've just got 3 shots, and all of a sudden Mick Trojak's come back in the rink, and Paul Vardy's going, hang on, whoa, I'm doing all right. Poor old Mick had to elbow him out of it.
Oh, good bowl, is it? No, she's...
Whenever you think they're good, mate, they're a metre away.
They're a metre away, that's right.
It did look good, though. It had to pick up the jack. It was always narrow.
Zone 5 pennant playoff between Pyalba and Wandai today. 33 ends played. Current score Pyalba 55, Wandai nothing.
Oh, really? I mean, they have scored.
I'll just see. You might have left off a line, Johnny.
Just to let you know, Johnny Schiulaz, that's skipping this team on our live stream ring, his 2 sons, James Schiulaz and Lewis, they used to play for Woodford, they now play for Pine Rivers.
Oh, okay.
In fact, James just won the triples with Chris Rosanis and Jason Constable, I think. Maybe wrong, but I'm pretty sure. But they just won the triple. Anyway, they've won the Moreton Bay Division 1. And the reason they were in a team here, and the reason they're not here is because they've got the playoffs against, so it's Pine Rivers, Kawana and the Brisbane. Their zone playoffs are at Solander Park today. So if anybody's listening that knows the score updates, because John Schiulaz would love to know how his boys are going. Pine Rivers, Kawana, and I genuinely can't remember the Brisbane entry. We didn't think it was a Nogra, that's all I can say. Maybe Chermside. So the zone playoffs are for the state pennants, which I think are in November. Yep. 5th and 6th, and you guys are covering that, Robbie?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no dramas.
Okay, Robbie. So basically, there's Robbie, Brian, and yourself. So there's 3 retired blokes that have probably never worked harder in their lives since they retired doing all these live streams.
Robbie's not retired. No.
Do you still work, Robbie?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I do. I was just 7 years a week.
Really?
No.
And you can't get Bruce and Brian to learn the stuff you do? Oh, trust me, I don't think you can. But
Nobody
wants to learn it.
Yeah.
See, look at that. See, Mick Trojak's bowl coming. We thought it was 2'6" short. It's a bowl short.
Lovely.
Yeah. It's just, as I said before, man, it's just brilliant. And the cameras and the setup you guys have got.
Well, the cameras, we've got it down pat now with laying the cables fine. The one that really causes the concern is if you're at a tournament and they want to play north-south, then east-west or whatever, and you've got to lay a couple of sets of cables. Where was that? We did that recently, Rob.
Yeah,
Helensvale
for the five-a-side.
Yeah.
To be fair, I mean, we always play this tournament here, 3 games this way and 2 games the other way tomorrow. But to be fair to you guys, we're playing all weekend this way because, and the people inside that have commented about the fact that it's live streamed, especially for a tiny club like us, and that's due to the sponsors. Nothing better than the sponsors.
Oh,
you know. And to be honest, besides the club, we're highlighting the Gladstone region, bowlers in this area, and it's just, it's a great initiative. Sure. Yep, we'll give the sponsors another run.
We'll give them a run. We give them a run there for they get their name.
I mean, it's fantastic that you guys have come up for the weekend because I'm sure the cheque hasn't cleared yet. But listen, it probably will.
I don't think we've said the bill yet. We haven't done the invoice yet.
Don't make me laugh. Everyone inside said, "Oh, please, Jeff, don't start laughing." I went, "Oh, Johnny Schiulaz."
Oh, that gap. Yeah. So David Lowe, it looks like he's holding it.
I'm telling you, Robbie, that the invoice that comes from you guys, I'm telling you, I know how Dave is massively, and there'll be a cheque written that day. So whatever invoice date you got, I bet you 2 days later, there'll be a cheque date on. He's so good. As he said to me, he goes, when people send you a bill, I've seen treasurers hold it back for 3 weeks. I said, anyway, you've still got to pay it. Now it says, you've got to pay it. Why would you upset people? Let's pay it straight away and you get a better reputation. Howard is the epitome of that. I
said to my wife once, which she still can't understand, we came home from a restaurant one night and I'd used my credit card to pay for the bill. The 4 of us had gone out for a meal. And I got back home and I turned my computer on. She said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm transferring money out of the account into the credit card." She said, "What for?" I said, "Oh, I don't want to pay interest." And she said, "What do you mean?" And she looked at me and said, "You idiot. We've only been home about 10 minutes. I said, "I'm not going to pay that 15 minutes worth of interest." The bloody thing wouldn't have been processed by the bank at that stage. But I'm not. If I get a bill, you pay it. I mean, simple as that. You've got to pay it. There we go.
But Howard's attitude, see what I mean? It looked like I was finishing it still going. And, of course, the sponsors are, I'll let you do that. Bruce.
Yeah, Lozzalec Spring Open 4 is proudly supported by Lozzalec from Lozzalec. He's on top there, major sponsor there. And we'll go down the left-hand side, Ray White Tannum Sands. We've got GMG. Now, GMG is... I saw them here. Global Manufacturing Group, Alan Watkin, big supporter of the club, always ready to support local sport. Cement Australia, Colin Boyce, federal member up here this way. BCIB Insurance Brokers, Kelvin Kirko, we all know Kelvin. Boyne Tannum, Funeral and Cremations. Dr. Bridget Martins, the Tannum Family Practice. CPAP Direct. The CPAP is based in Gladstone and a new supporter. I should bring them, get a new machine. Glenn Butcher, member for Gladstone. And we've got, straight through the middle there, we've got local Toyota dealer. They're Bill Robinson. Bill's based in Gladstone, a good supporter of the club. And, of course, Bendigo Bank, community bank, which is fantastic. And we thank you very much for your sponsorship. Yep. Oh, Jeff's just gone over to talk to someone. Going over to talk to Mars. Jeff Turnbull. Oh, getting around? No, he's just rolled Paul's bowl up. So I'd say that Paul's probably holding shot now by virtue of that knock. Oh, thanks, Johnny. So what is it? 55-13 on 33 ends against Wandai. Zone 5 pennant playoffs played at Tansy. I'll have a look at where Tansy is. I've heard of the place. Do you know where Tansy is, Robbie? Okay, I'll soon find out. Tansy is down in the Gympie region. Okay, good stuff. Down near Tansy, Kilkeven. Oh, okay, Goomeri, Kilkeven, around that area. Fantastic. And actually, one I should have asked before is we've got a game with coming up. I think it's tomorrow's. No, the last game. And the boys, Stephen Bradbury's team, they're from Victoria Park. I don't know where that is, whether it's a local club up here, but I'll certainly know by the game. Victoria Park. Victoria Park. Oh no, that on there. No, I'll have to find out where Victoria Park is. So if any of the viewers out there know where, I'm sure it was Victoria Park, where Tony Lowry and Mark Ingham and Steve Campbell come from. If you could let me know where Victoria Park is, it must be a local around here somewhere. Oh, no, run across there. So we've got, that looks like Jeff G. Keys. And Miles out of the way, buddy. There we go. So what's he going to do? Play, and he's got to be careful he doesn't promote, comes in there and promote Paul Vardy's green bowl there on the right of screen. Oh, I might. Round you come. No. Yeah, dangerous coming that hand, I would feel, because it's you've got Paul Vardy's bowl that can be promoted, and because it looks like Jeff G. Key is holding shot there. Not a cloud in the sky. Look at that. Yeah, nothing there. How beautiful is this weather up here. Oh, Robbie Medlin, thank you very much. Victoria Park is... So Mick Trojak's just being held out there, but is he? Oh, green, no. Oh, that's going to make it a little bit harder now. So Jeff is still holding there. That's Jeff's bowl there. And Paul's saying, all right, Mick, come around there and roll that bowl out. Oh, has he got the weight? No. But has he got the... Oh, dear. Good try, Mick. Okay, John. Oh, he may have gone... Oh, no, starting to turn. No. So that'll be one... Jeff's held that shot. Thanks, fellas. Good. Geez, I would have thought that... So Johnny is calling him back to come full length. Charmaine, welcome back on board. You back in? You on the coast or back in Mackay? Well, we're starting to talk bowls now. Ah, dear. Good start, Carlo. No, run back. Did he fall in the drink? What's that, mate? Oh, okay. What's that, the zone 2? Zone 2, 3, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, nobody wants to go close to this jack. Is it? And Catherine Lees has put here a fountain of information, Jeff.
Kathy Lees.
Yeah.
The ladies' secretary, if I'm correct, the ladies' secretary of the Boyne Tannum Bowls Club, and her lovely husband Bob, who's the men's secretary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw Kathy yesterday, and it is nice. I've just gone inside to ascertain that the Chinese has been delivered for lunch.
Oh, that's right. They've talked about that. And,
yeah.
And
I'll tell you what, we've all been around bowls clubs a lot of years, and everybody knows that all the bowlers get fed, and then whatever's left, you know, the volunteers that help the club and all that. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, there's 8 people inside now. Oh, they're loving the food. And I just walked in to have a, what do we call it, a comfort break. And they said, what are you doing? I said, what are you all doing, eating the food? And they went, it's too nice, it does smell gorgeous.
Yeah, it smells nice.
Yeah.
I can smell it from here.
So, yeah, Kathy Lee's our ladies' secretary, very good. Here we go, Jeff Cheeky. What do they say? If it looks like it's stopped, it hasn't. It's still going.
It's still going. Little straightener and just behind. Well done. Yeah, well, and just in front there by, what do we got?
It's probably 12 inches for the jack.
12 inches, if not a foot.
It's nice to know that Kathy and Bob Lees are watching the live stream.
Yeah.
To be honest, though, Bob Lees, who does like his racehorse, and Bob Lees, they could be here in 5 minutes' drive, you know.
Is there a race course around here?
No, that won't stop Bobby Lees. No. He'll be betting on the races. And Kathy was here. Kathy was here yesterday. Plays for the ladies. A stalwart of the ladies bowls club.
Yeah, jeez. Secretary's unbelievable job. Yeah, okay. That's why I'm a treasurer. I got a calculator.
Oh, mate, the thing is, let's be blunt. All the volunteers in a bowls club, if we had to pay them the normal, if we had to pay them normal wages, we couldn't afford it.
Couldn't afford it. No, not at all. No.
It's the same as a bar and venue manager.
That'd be good.
He always makes sure we're well fed.
Because it gets hot under this shade here. And the only reason I'm not a secretary is because I can't write. No, I always passed maths, always passed geography and English. And I used to say to people, I can take you there, I know the direction to get there, and I can talk to you when I get there, and I can tell you how many there are there. But apart from, why did they try and even teach me ancient history, modern history, maths A and B? You know, goodness me.
I must admit, things like logarithms and trigonometry and maths. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was finished really high in my HSC at maths, but not because I was a brilliant. I just happened to remember the formulas. But why do we need, other than to be an astrophysicist, why did we need logarithm and trigonometry?
Yep. Yeah.
I was lucky. I did my HSC in 78, so you would have done your HSC a little bit before that.
69, yep.
Okay. Lucky, because if you said later than that, I would have felt bad. And that was the last year in New South Wales where you weren't allowed a calculator. So from 79 onwards,
Yeah.
how easy was maths? You just punch all these things. And when you're talking about sine and cosine and tangent, we had to do it all in our head back then. Robbie said I had a slide rule and an abacus. Oh, it's funny, Robbie, because it's probably true.
I used to always make sure I sat next to Paulie, a mate of mine, when we sat for exams, and sat always close to him in maths exams, because he was a wizard at maths.
Because you were cheating, weren't you?
No, he used to lend me answers that he didn't want. he'd finish with that answer and he moved on to another one.
This does sound like a defence in the witness doc. Your Honour, I was only lending answers.
Well.
All right, now Jeff Cheeky's got the shot. Johnny Schiulaz really, I mean, let's be honest, we've gone through 9 ends. We did say at the start of the game, you don't play bowls on paper, but I think they need 2 an end for a few ends.
Come on, John, around you come. No, not getting in there. See, Carl's been there and about.
Carl's always there and about.
Yeah.
And to be honest, are you ready for this? Carl's playing bowls, and his wonderful wife, Jan, is inside as the future bar manager. Yeah, great bowl, Mick Trojak.
Yeah, well
great
done,
bowl,
Mick.
He can play. And Jan's in there busting her bottom, looking after everybody for the next 2 days, and Carl's out here. So if Jan's inside listening, yes, Jan, we do appreciate what you do.
So whose is that bowl on about 1 o'clock there? That's great try, John. Yeah, gee whiz. Well, Mick's got the shot, and I'm just wondering who.
Well, it must.
I'd say that bowl up here is Jeff's, is it? Oh no, that's not Jeff's.
No, not Jeff.
No, that's Miles up here, I think. Yeah.
It is hard to be.
Yeah.
To be fair to the viewers, it is hard because the bowls on the green look different to what they do on the screen. Here's another one from Trojak.
2 great bowls there. Well done.
As I said, only associate bowler now, once or twice a month, but used to be 5 years ago. Used to be district champion, so the bloke can play.
Catherine Lee says, thanks for the compliment, Jeff. Bob, Ian Martin and I are busy promoting the club at the RSL today.
Oh, my apologies, Catherine Lee, you are too. She said to me yesterday, she said, there's like a come and try day for all the different clubs around the area. And sure enough, Ian Martin is another ex-committee man and Bob. Yeah, they are promoting. They're up in there. Oh, I think it's the RSL Hall or something like that. But yeah, they're promoting the club that way.
And Greg Hughes, hi guys. Pat and Jim are watching with me. Love Mick's shirt. Green looks great.
Greg Hughes, yeah. Nice bloke, Greg. Like Greg.
Greg doesn't come from the coast, does he?
No. If it's the Greg Hughes I'm thinking of, Hughesy comes from sort of Uralla area.
Oh, okay.
But if it's the wrong Greg Hughes, I mean, it's not exactly.
Yeah, we had a Greg Hughes at Helensvale for a number of years. And, Belinda, I didn't see that there. Belinda Groenwald. Very early, 4:44 in the morning. It's Belinda watching from Pretoria in South Africa. How's everyone keeping today, mate? Oh, Belinda, thanks. We're back on deck. We've had a 3-week sojourn because of a tournament that we were going to live stream being called off up at Bundy, which was a shame.
Yeah, the Burnett Junior. That
which was a shame.
Yeah.
But it's good to be back. And
good start, Carl.
And how's the racing going, Belinda?
Yeah, I think the weekend you guys were due to go to Burnett, wasn't that the same weekend that Pine Rivers put their big classic on, and people put in a lot of nominations for that?
I'm not too sure on that one.
When we're trying to promote junior bowls, I can't understand why the relevant districts don't say, listen, we've got it this weekend, let's do this. Because the kids love to play these big events, Robbie. I can't understand. There was definitely 2 on that weekend. I went, wow.
Who was that we were talking to? Mick Thorne, wasn't it? Mick Thorne's from...
yeah, good bowl again from Carl.
Paradise Point.
Yep.
That's an age of $20,000 coin there, too. That one counts in the same week.
Yeah, we've got to get some juniors out on the greens, and yeah, some of the larger clubs have got their academies, junior academies, but but if they're not supported, with that, kids lose interest if they're not.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, you look only 5 or 6 years ago when I moved up to Queensland, you looked at Nick Carl was a 15-year-old kid, and and now you look at him now. He's winning Australian triples title with Barry Lester and Aaron Sheriff, and Sheriff's not idiot. He doesn't take blokes in his team if they can't play it.
Oh, that's right.
And I'll tell you what, and I thought he was the player of the series in the last year when he won the mixed pairs, and he was in the final of the pairs. In fact, they beat Sheriff in the pairs. He's moved from Tweed to Broadbeach, and as Aaron said, he said, "Oh, my game is."
Well, I had
so
Mickey
much.
Carl on his live stream down at the Golden Nugget, I think, Robbie, wasn't it? Gracious, a great chat. Or the demeanour of these kids, just cannot praise them so highly. The Kira Burks, the the Chloes,
the Nelson boy.
Did he? Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, I saw
I'll
something.
give you a piece of trivia about juniors. Actually, God love, she's nearly 18 now. We remember her when she was an 11-year-old little kid called Chloe Runge. She now plays out of Glasshouse Mountains, that Brian knows really well. She used to play here, and our ex-greenkeeper Bobby Morton, really nice fella. He looks after Miriamvale now, and he was her coach here. And her mother moved her from here down to Glasshouse Mountains so that she could be more competitive in the big tournaments on the Gold Coast and Brisbane.
Okay.
Because the girl obviously had potential. And then I watch her all of a sudden, she's in the final of the Australian against Kate Argent-Bowen last, and we went, wow, we remember her. And Kathy Lees knows her really well. And 11.
I remember Lindsay Clark. Quiet little junior. Junior. But she's people I have ever met in my life, and I say that hand on heart. I love her.
But you also, Bruce, you look at people like her, and you look at Karen Murphy, and we mentioned a plethora of them today, and Beck Van Ash and so forth. These people, they can't be faking this sincerity and this love of the sport, can they?
No, not at all.
You can't fake it.
No.
I've had a couple of dealings when I went down to Helensvale when Lindsay was looking after the bowls there, I think, before Aaron Sheriff did.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm thinking about coming down, I want to do this and that and the other, thinking, it was just an email I sent. I'm telling you, mate, within 4 hours, and she answered it like she wasn't a world-famous player. She just, hi, Jeff, thanks for your inquiry. This is it. Kindest regards. If I can do anything at the club, let me know. Kindest regards, Lindsay Clark. Not Lindsay Clark, Australian representative. No. So, it's just wonderful.
Too true. Too true. Yeah,
Carl's holding a shot here. Carl's got two. Mickey Trojak trying to, I think, thread the needle on the forehand, but he's got too much place to come back with that here. No,
and she's not going to roll. Carl's got a couple sitting there. And who's that?
I don't know what he's got right at the back, but if he gets that gap.
But that's Jeff's bowl to the left there, isn't it?
They're both Carl Finn. Sure.
Yeah, those two, Carl. But that's Jeff's on the left.
He can be 3 down, Nick. But my point is, if he gets the jack back, we don't know what's near the ditch, and he won't be short of it. I know.
I think there's a couple of greens here.
See that Paul Burriston's playing well. He's a brilliant player. I apologise. He was just walking past, and I thought, wow.
Belinda been also busy with racing. Got our first part of the Nationals today, so I'll leave about 10 a.m. for a busy day ahead. So where's the racing on at over there in Pretoria?
Oh, okay.
No, this is Belinda, one of our regulars
in South Africa.
Yeah. Yep.
Here we go. He's playing forehand, at least a metre of solid weight, trying to get in the gap.
Yeah, start to turn.
He can get in the gap.
It's turning now.
As Brian Marshall would say, he's not far away here. I think it'll duck. But that might be him. That might be him.
Oh,
no, it was
that's
Jeff
Jeff's.
Jenkins. Jeff Jenkins.
So that could be 4.
It's at least 3.
Yeah, well, Jeff, Carl, Jeff.
Yep, yeah, that's right. That's
And
the bowl on the extreme left with the white and blue is Mick Trojak.
Mick Trojak,
Him and
yeah.
Jeff's do look different.
Yep. Oh, cross.
I'll tell you what, Bruce, imagine live streaming the old days when everybody had black bowls. We would have no hope. We haven't got much of a chance now.
What was that?
3, Johnny.
4.
4. Okay.
Ah, good pickup. Yeah, good pickup.
I have seen on the live streams when I've been watching it, and you guys, and Robbie makes surreptitious little hand gestures, and when they eventually see him, they'll answer. And I reckon in the country it's just easier to yell out, and they'll yell back.
That's right.
I apologise, Robbie, I should not. But I do know, now it's 18-10.
Yeah.
It's not insurmountable.
No. Yeah, when you're talking about the old black bowls, it reminds me of that famous comment in the snooker comment.
Teddy Lowe.
Yeah, for those whispering Teddy Lowe, for those people who've got black and white TV, the green's up there at the top of the screen next to the brown.
Old Teddy Lowe.
Whispering Teddy Lowe.
I grew up on snooker. My dad loved it.
Yeah.
Isn't it really sad? At our age, we can all remember black and white television.
Yeah.
To change the channels, you had to get up physically.
Yes, Robbie. I wish, by the way, I know I've only been here 2 hours and I don't want to tell you, why isn't Robbie mic'd up? Because Robbie says some very he goes, and in the olden days, remember if you wanted to change the channel, you had to stand up off the lounge and do it.
When we bought our Chrysler, Dad bought his first TV, was a Chrysler, and it had a cord that was about 15 feet long with a push button.
I had one of them for my video.
And
1978, yep.
Press the top of it and the
That's
channels,
right.
and they go tuk 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 and change the channel. But after about 5 or 6 years, you'd press the button and you'd hear the channels go ka-chunk, ka-chunk. So you're going from 7 to 9 and take about 2.5 minutes.
Well, I'll tell you, Bruce, I'll give you an anecdote that's 100% true, and the people listening inside will know this is a true story. We were lucky enough in 1975 to buy our first colour TV, and we were so proud, and we put it, Mum and Dad put it on, and with my luck, what was the first program that come on? The Black and White Minstrels. I still got no colour.
I reckon. Hi, Sam. Good to have you on board. Hey, I bet you that I'll take a punt on what your first colour TV in 1975. That may have been a Sanyo Guthrie.
I'm pretty sure it was borrowed from a shop that wasn't closed properly.
I will change the names to protect the innocent.
Yeah.
But a person I know who had a client who did everything at 99.9999% of the law, but there was that tiny little bit outside. Yeah. And he said to this person one day, he says, "Do you want a TV?" And he says, "Why? You got them for sale?" He said, "Yeah, I got 400. And he said, "Why have you got 400? And he says, "Oh, we just got 400. He says, "Oh, by the way, do you know anyone that wants to buy a semi?" That was a classic. And I will not say any names of the person that told me that story.
What do they say? It's only illegal if you get caught.
Yeah.
It was famously a friend of mine, and he had a fish and chip shop. I knew him years ago, and I hadn't seen him for months. Anyway, and I said, for example, his name was Bruce, and I said, "G'day, Bruce." I said, "Oh, I'm really sorry to hear about your fish shop burning down." And he went, "Shh." He said, "That's next week."
that's Thursday. Goodness. That's an old, I can't think of the Dave Allen. Allen joke, yeah.
Dave Allen.
Or Little. What was his name? Used to do the wrestling on Channel 9. Frank. Was it Frank Little?
Jeez, we're now going back.
Yeah, I can't talk.
Between me and you, we're just promoting how much juniors are into our sport. I think they've all turned off. We've gone from black and white television. Now we're doing wrestling in 1968.
Yeah, I can't talk. I've lost my glasses. That was a classic statement. Ah, never mind. It's just that's what you get when you get old, like Robbie. He was right. I don't remember all this. It's just that Robbie tells me all these stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember, I mean, yeah, we were very poor growing up. I remember I was going down the butcher's, and Mum says, go and get 2 sheep's legs and ask him to leave the head on.
Yeah. But, I mean, my grandson he cannot believe that I used to go walk down to the shops and go to Mrs. Adlington's shop,
Yeah.
and I'd get the bottle of milk and everything. I'd go to Nighty the butcher, and I'd walk into Mr. Knight the butcher and get the mince or whatever that Mum wanted me to pick up down there. And Nighty had cut me a cube of steak.
Oh, really?
And he'd hand it to me, and I'd chew that raw steak from the butcher shop to home, and just eat raw steak on the way. And but that was, you know, you have a bit of steak. It was like feeding the dog. But I'd chew that bit and by the time I got home, it was white because it just
wow.
chewed.
No. If you're going to hit the jack, that's the way to hit
Oh, goodness me!
it. That's the way to hit it. The bowl of Burrows just put out and finished out of bounds, and now when Robbie pulls back...
No, she's still in there.
No, the bowl he put
Oh,
out.
he put out,
That's
yeah.
the green and gold one.
Yep.
But all of a sudden...
Come on, Andrew, come.
Here's Miles.
Oh, to a good home here.
I think by memory, Dreamline XG's Miles uses. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting
Played a bit with him.
as soon as Johnny Doge decides to get them to me.
Have you got a set of XG's coming, have you?
I will be, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
As soon as that semi-trailer gets here. No.
No.
Oh, now Barra.
Top reply. Now, did
I
it?
still think it's shot.
Did it?
Okay. Yeah, they're still down. So Miles' short bowl is still shot.
Yep. Yeah, must have just.
Wow, it was good though, wasn't it?
Great bowl.
Imagine how good that would have looked from the other end.
Ah, yeah.
I mean, the angle on that 45 makes it look like Miles is like a foot away, and he's not. He's probably 2'6", but he is definitely the shot. Miles is over there, giving me like 18 inches. Well, considering that the president's account has bought me a couple of beers, I'll say 12 inches. Miles is 12 inches from the jack. Unfortunately, when I've gone back to Brisbane, he'll find out there's a few beers on the president's account he didn't know about, but...
All right. Come on, Mick. What do you got to do here? He's just got to get around that quartered bowl of John's.
Yes,
Finish around that.
He's good enough to know you've got to send him out because he'll come back.
Here we come. Round we come. He's going to draw it straight onto it.
He's pushed it back to Burrow for 2.
Oh,
Look at
did he stay in?
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a bowl closer now. Oh, Miles still says he's got it.
Yeah.
So Johnny Schiulaz on the mat now still has the shot. But I'll tell you what, it's closer than we think from here.
So whose bowl's that? That's Miles' bowl,
Miles,
isn't it?
Miles at the front, Mick Trojak
Yeah,
at the back. Johnny Schiulaz looks very long to here.
Oh, he's gone too
And
wide here.
Of course,
Yep.
now it's 12:30. 1 o'clock, 12:30?
Yeah.
The green's probably at its absolute quickest now. They won't be forcing them.
Mel Robbo, welcome. Around you come. Oh, this is a better bowl.
We said that last bowl, and that's absolutely the shot.
That has to be now. Oh, yeah, it has to be now.
Oh, okay, we are measuring. Just it looks like the back bowl from here, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's,
I always know when Brian and yourself say the angles on the camera are different. And now I'm looking for my first time ever, talking and watching Oh, okay, so we were right.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, things like, oh, for God's sake, Bruce, the front bowls are shot. And then all of a sudden it's not, and you guys go, look, I'm telling you, the angles out there are different to what you see on the screen.
Hey, Robbie, do you see that? Look at that. No, 2 for 2 now. I just picked another one. How good's that?
So, Robbie, the highlight of his day is picking close measures, is it?
That's it, yeah.
Okay. Well, I suppose there's worse ways to earn a quid.
Yeah, the highlight of my day is picking close measures because very rarely do I pick them. But never mind. No, it's
I played golf once over here at Boyne Island when I played golf here, without a word of a lie. A bloke I'd ever met, and he'd knock his ball onto the green, and it was maybe a 15-foot putt. And he went, I said, yeah, this is a 50-50 putt. I'm thinking, oh, okay, you must be a better putter than I am, because I'm not good. Anyway, he said this maybe 5 or 6 times, and once on the 9th hole, he had maybe a 40 or 50-footer, and he went, yeah, this is a 50-50 putt. And I went, how's this a 50? He said, 50% will go in or 50% it won't. I said, that's not what 50-50 means.
No.
He goes, I'm not wrong. He wasn't technically wrong.
Good bowl, Carl. Well done. Bringing you around.
Carl, as usual.
So, Belinda, whereabouts the Nationals today? Where are they being held?
Broadbeach rings a bell.
Oh, no. This is over in... this is the Nationals in South Africa.
Oh, okay.
Yep. In Pretoria.
To be fair to you, how would you know where the Nationals in South Africa are?
We know everything, don't we, Belinda?
Is this why you're punching in Google as we speak?
Oh, no, just looking up because she'll tell me where it's on at, and I'll look up a map of Pretoria.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll know where it's on at.
Another good bowl from Carl, and these are turbo pros. I mean, the tightest bowl that ever made, and he's nearly out to the boundary peak. 18-11. I said they needed 2 at end, and there's 13, 14, there's 4 ends to go and 7 beyond. So they still need that 2. To be quite blunt, I don't think they can lose another end. If they lose another end, they are gone. My old mate Lowy, Johnny Lowe draws a shot, which will force him to the backhand. And at this time of day, with the drawing so quick, it is the tighter hand, but not that quick. It's a tighter hand, but you've still got to send it out there. Yeah, good try, just a bit quick. A good catcher if the other bloke's got it. Well, he's sticking to the forehand. There's no reason to change. No reason at all.
Oh.
He's a touch narrow, but, you know.
Okay, it's in Benoni near... Oh, okay. Tambo Airport. That's Tambo's Johannesburg. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's...
I'll tell you how much the Fishos blokes and the social blokes at this club are. Like that last bowler. Oh, he's got it. Jeffrey's got it. And on the next ring, Trent Smalley's just gone off like a firecracker. I know, Trent. You always know if Trent's in front or behind. And ironically, that bowl of Lowies, I said, good bowl, mate. That's the... He said, Jeffrey, I'm on the dance floor, but I'm a long way from the band. And all of a sudden the jack moves and you're right next to the band. You're standing next to the speakers. So 1 to Lowy. Yeah, and it's those sort of quips and those sort of things you never forget. I'm on the dance floor, but geez, I'm a long way from the band. And now it's a shot. Complaining about you, Johnny Lowe. Did you notice that narrow bowl of yours, John, is now shot? You do know where to put a bowl, mate. He's standing over there as if he did it on purpose.
Yeah, of course he did. Of course he did.
Yeah, good bowl, Miles Collins. 1 to you, Miles. As I said, roughly, I think John needs 2 and end. That's
Who's that?
Miles.
Jeff's blue,
And then Lowies are outside that.
Yeah.
Here comes Burrow, which is narrow on the wide hand. That'll be narrow unless he gets onto that now.
Yeah, he's pumped in that.
Yep. I'll tell you what, Lowie might have it. We're going to find out from John. On the screen, it looks like the brown bowler's now in its shot, but as he said, as Johnny Schiulaz just said to Miles, he said, just get me another one in the head. I mean, it's all about bowls in the head, Bruce, isn't it?
Oh, that's right. Yep.
I don't care if we're up 1 or down 1, just get me a bowl in the head.
Oh, he's going to miss this.
It's a
in
lovely,
front.
lovely area. Yeah, great bowl, Miles.
Yep. Good bowl. But then again, that David Lowe's bowl there, you can't tell on this. I'll get Robbie to jump over to camera 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow.
I want to see whether Lowe's bowl, the maroon one's inside
Look at that.
Miles's bowl. There we go.
It may be 2 to Miles from here.
Yeah, it could well be. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
I'll give it 1 to Miles.
It's at least 1 to Miles.
1 to Miles, and David's inside the other one.
So, Robbie, on behalf of all the thousands of viewers, myself included, that sit at home, Mick Trojak trying to push Lowie up, that's definitely shot now.
Yeah.
We watch you guys who do a brilliant job, the window, then watch Bowls Australia, Bowls New South Wales and so forth. Are you guys the only people that have remote control access on all the angles on all the cameras? Because nobody seems to zone down in and move the cameras like you do.
I believe New South Wales got the same gear as us. This and they
Yep.
got
Ooh.
something who's controlling it. And I know what I want to see as a bowler. That's why I zoom in. Because
Yeah.
I know what I would like to see.
It sticks out like a sore thumb. Gee, I've toned that down. It sticks out like a sore thumb, the fact that a bowler wants to know accident. Yeah, the camera work is brilliant. And they're all remote controlled, obviously. Technology
Yeah,
is
all done
brilliant.
on that little pad
Technology,
there.
isn't it brilliant?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But I watch sometimes on, and don't get me wrong, Clive Adams, a brilliant bloke, and Bowls Australia do a great job, but sometimes the jack will move back here and something, and by the time, we can't move that camera and so forth, I'm thinking, well, Robbie could. So
They can move it, but someone's got to get off the chair and run out and focus, because they're using iPads. Not iPads, iPhones.
Okay.
Tripod mounted.
So I suppose my point
Two
is,
like
and
that.
absolutely I'm not berating anyone, but so the technology that Robbie's got means everything can be remotely done from here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mate, it is definitely the way to go.
Because if Robbie said to me, go up to that camera and I want you to focus in on it, I'd say, go, do it yourself. And then Robbie'd say, yeah, there's no point in sending Bruce up anyway, because he's
I'm
probably going to get it wrong.
I'm not being nasty. Yeah, you may as well ask the dog. I'll be the same.
Yeah.
But I have definitely noticed that. And when the jack moves, Robbie, especially when he's sitting here and stuff, Robbie will be so quick to hone in on what we want to see. And it makes a difference, doesn't it?
You should
Exactly, yeah.
You should see his eyes light up when Brian's hand goes near the mixer. Oh, he gets into a panic.
Johnny Schiulaz trying to knock the shot bowl.
No, it's still there.
He's trying to push it back to Miles's too, which is understandable. At least now it's much more open.
Yeah, just the one.
One to Johnny Lowe. I did say they couldn't lose another end, and they have. Okay, now Paul Vardy's just been given an instruction by Mick, who does know what he's doing. Full length, he shouted, full length. So, and it won't drop in the ditch, so it will be, it's not full length, but it's at least to the tee is what he meant.
Yep.
And as I said, Carl, who was the lead for Johnny Schiulaz's team, tried to shorten it up to bring them back in the game. It worked to a point, but as soon as they've got the mat, they lengthen it up again, which is just the tactics we talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. It's so funny, you know, we talk about the camaraderie in teams and so forth. Paul Vardy would play maybe once a month, maybe twice, and Mick's just stirring him up. And because Paul's played well, he went, wow, what a terrible effort. He's like a metre away in second shot. Yeah, good ball, Carl.
Yeah.
Carl is just class.
And, yep, little toucher.
I think this is the first year in 7 since I've been here that Carl hasn't skipped Division 1 team.
Oh, okay.
And the year that we made, I think we were ranked 5th in the state. We won the district and zone, 2019. And we went down there and Carl was absolutely a skip.
Oh, is he going to pop it?
He's only going to sit on it.
There we go.
At least he sprung it, that's all you want.
Yep.
He's sprung. Yeah, and we had a good chance of qualifying until we met a mob called Enogra.
Who was playing in Enogra those days?
Well, I do know for a fact. And Jeff Cheeky is on this rink.
Yeah.
Jeff Cheeky, we had to stop our rink for 12 minutes because Jeff Cheeky, standing just off the green, not even on the green, got smashed near the heart by a ricocheting jack from Steve Tong.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Steve Tong. Ryan Digby, I played third in them days to Phil Linfield, who's on the next rink to us today.
Yeah.
I played third and I was playing against Ryan Digby. Brett Merkel, I think, he led. I mean, we're talking about absolutely 12 paid players, and you know, we had 12 blokes in our club that owned a set of bowls. That's why we were there. But it, yeah, we're talking about some good players. Steve Tong, and he smashed the jacket. We had to stop our rink because they were nearly going to call the paramedic.
Gee whiz.
Poor old Jeff. He's now on the mat at the other end.
Yep.
Poor old Jeff. He was our second.
That'd hurt. That'd hurt.
Yeah, and to be fair to Jeff, I mean, he's younger than us. It's not slow. But Tongy, no one knows how fast him and Bester and all these other blokes drive, and it ricochets off a bowl. It's like Joe Edwards busted her ankle the other year at the BPL.
Yeah, that's
it
right.
It happens so quick.
Yep.
Yeah, great bowl, Jeff.
She just couldn't get her ankle out of the way.
Yeah, well,
Joe.
I'm telling you, Jeff Jeeky was maybe a person and a half away from me, and it whacked him just under the heart before he could move.
What was Joe's husband's name?
Dave Edwards.
Dave, yeah. Lovely bloke. He was on the Premier League board with us for a number of years.
Yeah. Very well respected at Tweed Heads when they were both there.
Yeah.
Nice people, aren't they?
Yeah. And
there's, once again, another person who doesn't get caught up in her own publicity. I genuinely think she doesn't crave
Joe?
Yeah, no. And as somebody said, I met her for the first time. She was more than happy to have a selfie, sign all up, and she was so down to earth. And I went, they really all are. Oh, that's right. She comes from New Zealand. I'm surprised Robbie doesn't know her. So you would know her because you come from New Zealand. You all know each other. Oh, of course. Oh, Bruce, I was only doing that as a stir. Yeah. He actually says, yeah, I do remember when we were kids.
Actually, who runs the pub in New Zealand now?
I'm not bad. You would have gone to the same school, Robbie. I shouldn't do this because when Brian Marshall does it, I went, don't be nasty, Brian, but it is easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, dear. All right, one to Carl as usual. Even though the jack's moved, just Carl knows where to chuck him. Here comes Burrow. If he's here, he's good.
Yeah, he's holding up.
If he's
Come on.
Here, oh, no, he's just cutting now.
Don't cut.
He's definitely
Don't
here.
cut. Oh,
definitely here.
Unlucky.
It's either the jack or the bolt.
Gone.
There we go.
Actually, there. I thought they may not have raked that gutter because there was a big mound of.
Which gutter? The left or the far end?
Just there, just out there, on the rink.
Well, I know the bloke that raked the ditches this morning, and every single part of that ditch is minimum 50 metres deep. 50 millimetres deep.
50 metres.
50 metres. 50 millimetres deep because we've got Bobby Frum over there, our umpire for the day, standing over on ring 4.
Yes.
And we put some sand in the ditches yesterday.
Well, okay, because there was a big mound when we got here this morning, yeah.
Anyway, and Bobby Frum said, did you put sand in the ditches, Jeffrey? And I went, yes, Bob. And he went, I'll be checking that for 50 mil. And he come over and he went, you're right, son. So maybe he's missed the mound you're talking about. I'll go and check as soon as I get off here.
Yeah. It was a big mound. But you mowed the edges around this morning. You would have. There was a lot of sand on the green.
Yeah.
You would have picked that up.
Correct.
Yeah. But there was the actual. There it is. There, left of screen.
on the left, probably a foot and a half away from the middle peg.
Yeah, just down here. Yeah. Yeah.
See, the thing is, I can't even run out there because my pride is now taking a battering. I want to run out, and with my hand, I'll straighten it out. But you can't change your ring halfway through an end, Robbie, can you? Okay. I was hoping for
That's
Robbie
right.
to
No,
say-
stay around for another hour. Your pride will be really deaded.
Our president, Miles Collins, is standing very near us and will be disappointed to know that the two gentlemen. The sand looks 8 millimetres. And I'll tell you what, at the end of this end, Jeffrey will be jumping out.
Just there, have a look. Is it?
It's
Yeah.
no. It's the rink 7 side of the rink number 8 marker. Now, all of a sudden, you've got our club president involved. Thank you, Miles.
Ah, good. Yeah,
I'll
'cause
buy
it showed
my-
up on. Yeah, just.
Okay. These blokes come up from the Gold Coast, Miles. They think they know everything, but all of a sudden,
That's how I play golf out there. See the bloke out there? Just picked up his ball and took it closer to the flag.
yeah, I play golf like that. I have more hits than Elvis.
Yeah.
It feels in time until we die, though, doesn't it?
Oh, too right.
That's all we do.
I gave up.
Here comes
golf.
Trojak.
Gave up.
It'll
golf.
be. He looks like he's aiming for the bowl. It'll be Jack of the bowl.
Yes.
Yeah, oh, look
Oh,
at
did it?
that. Look at that. Look how quick he robbed. Just flicks over.
Yep.
Lucky the Jack didn't go near the little mound of sand.
Yeah.
Just a terrific bowl.
Oh, it's going to be a tough one to.
As I did said, I thought that Johnny Schiulaz's team had to win every end, and that's not going to happen. Which, I mean, on paper, we said about you don't play bowls on paper. On paper, they should have won this fairly easily, and they're 0 for 2. That's surprising. I know.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
Mary McAnuff
I'll be
from
back.
Newry
I'll
in
be back in
Ireland.
20 seconds. Have a guess where I'm going.
I've got him worried now. Yeah.
Once the green keep on
Yeah. Wait till we highlight him doing it. Yeah, there it is there. Yeah, there. Yeah. Yep. Geez, last time I criticised the greenkeeper for having extra sand. Oh, that's for Jeffrey. All right. Yeah. But no, actually, that it has been raked because it was so much higher. It was nearly up to the level of the ditch. It was mounded over the ditch. Yeah, that's right. $4:30 a.m. in Newry in Ireland. So 4:30, yeah, goodness me. Yeah, Belinda, we've got another game to go. They'll finish this game, then they'll have lunch. So about an hour lunch break. And then into the third game. And tomorrow morning starting at 8:30, Queensland time. 8:30, there's 2 games. And then while they do the presentations, Robbie and I will be rolling up cables. And then we're going to have a beer or 3, yeah. We're not coming back till we're staying at Lozz's, and we're not coming leave till Monday morning Sparrows. About the same time, Robbie, 6, 7. Yeah. Yeah, it just arrived.
Talking that much shit, I thought you'd...
I have to check with my commentator.
Yeah, that's fine. Jeff Hughes has said, Jeff, you'll need to drink now for the bit of green-keeping. Jeff, Greg Hughes. Yeah, he's just saying here, Jeff.
Greg Hughes, I know.
Yeah, it's one you know.
I apologise, Bruce. I'm now back on air after being out there and straightening the ditch sand that somebody, I'm not saying who, but it was you, somebody alluded was too high. And I got out there, and I'm telling you, we're talking about angles on the stream. I got out there, and everyone's talking, what are you on about? I said, apparently on the stream, and it does look high. And they went, no way in the world is that high. And I said, I'm not letting these blokes teach us a lesson. So, other than get a ditch rake out there, I've done the best with my hand.
Looks good, actually.
I'm so sorry.
We got it on camera. Yeah.
Oh, have you really?
Yeah, just in case you want to put a bill in.
I do it for the love like you guys.
Be back tomorrow again. Okay, Belinda, that's great. Have a beer on me too. Okay, or a Sprite. Oh, Robbie can have a Sprite, I'll have a beer. Yeah. Oh, he needed that to pop.
My doctor frequently says you should drink more water, and I said, beer is actually 93% water.
That's right, so is coffee.
Yep.
And I get into trouble on that too.
Unfortunately, the other 7% is what makes us carry on like pork chops, doesn't it?
That's right.
Just to let you know, I think Paul Vardy's got friends up at Weeper, and we're on the live stream in the Weeper Bowls Club up there watching us.
We've love to go to Weeper. We will drive up. When's that big event up in Weeper, Robbie? August next year.
I think Lozzalec goes up. He really does. Isn't that home of Fraser Maguire, that sort of area? Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm really surprised. They're a fairly big club, Robbie. I'm sure that they'd have the money to afford to fly you guys up.
Oh, we don't want to be flying. Well, we'll drive up. Yeah.
Through the roadworks.
Yeah. No, we'll go the back way.
Don't mention the roadworks.
Okay. Run it out.
So Robbie's just looking, maybe next year, if you're listening from Weeper. As I said, Paul Vardy said he's got friends up at Weeper, and yeah, they'd love to see you guys up there next year. And quite seriously, I mean, this is the first time, obviously, this event's ever been live streamed, and people from all over the country and the world are watching what a small country club. And Weeper would be exactly the same sort of exposure, Robbie.
Oh, yeah.
It would be great for them, wouldn't it? And then you see people going, tell you what, we should take a team up there, you know. You get some fantastic sponsors that are willing to throw in a few $100s just to be part of it. And
see, we'd drive up. It'd take 3 days to get up there, and we'd do it comfortably. 3 days up and do the tournament. We've got that. It's just I think it was this tournament that only came about because of Bundaberg, wasn't it? That we're here. Yeah, Loz came up and saw us down at Bundaberg at the $15,000. Ballistic triples there. Yeah,
I saw Loza a couple of times. Him and Mick Trojak and Carl Finn were together on that triples. And I know them all. And, of course, they're on the live stream rink twice in 2 days just by luck.
Yeah.
And what are the odds? I think they struck Brett Wilkie's team once and Kurt Brown's team,
Kurt was with Brett.
Oh, was it?
But Johnny Schiulaz, but he had a wrong bias on.
Yeah, Johnny Schiulaz was on. Yeah, poor old Johnny. What a time to put a wrong bias down. He was playing with his sons, I think, that weekend, wasn't he?
Yes. Yep.
But the two teams that poor old Loza and Mick Trojak, Loza skipped, and the two teams they played. Oh my God, we're talking state players and internationals all the time. Straight over to Carl.
Go over to Carl.
That's one for Johnny Schiulaz, one at least. Mick Trojak looked like his second shot.
Loz came over and said, "What are you blokes doing in October? When?" And Robbie got his map out there, and we had a look, and this was free. And he says, "I want you blokes up here." And we said, "Yeah, okay." So we did, and that's why we're here now. That's how is it. I mean, we joke about it, but we would love to do it, is the Suva Classic.
Fiji.
In Fiji, yeah.
I'll tell you what, you blokes have come a long way in 3 or 4 years, because I've followed you since the start, but all of a sudden now we've got international air travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, is Brian Marshall listening to this?
Well, no, that's for Brian and I. Robbie and I are going. Robbie's with the equipment in a crate. You're going over by ship.
So you guys are flying over, and poor Robbie's got to go cargo on the boat.
Someone's got to look after the machinery.
Wow, how embarrassing is that?
Yeah. No, see, we can, and I'm being serious about this. We could go over there. Three of us could fly over.
Yeah.
We could make sure, because a bowls green is the same size wherever you go.
Roughly, yep.
So we got a 50-metre cable, we got a 40-metre cable, we got a 30 this way, we got a 15, we need this. We know what cables we need to do it. Then we'd take probably a couple of little extras. We could put our equipment in a container. An airline container, right?
I'll tell you what, Bruce, this is not a stupid little idea off the top of your head. You've got facts and figures in your brain about this, haven't
bloody
you?
right I have. I'm just waiting on Radhika Prasad from Fiji, who's head of the ladies' bowls she comes on regularly.
Wow.
And it was her comment. She said, "Oh, I'd love you to come over and do it," and it just blossomed from there. Look. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But
well, to be fair, if you're going to do that, speak to Brian, and I reckon Trinidad and Tobago in the Bahamas would love to have the Trinidad and Tobago minor pairs televised.
We'll go.
If you're going to rort the system, mate, you may as well rort it.
We'll go anywhere. No.
For the 1 year until they sack you.
But I mean, see, the other thing is, because, I mean, Fiji's not that far.
No,
and
it's not.
Also, New Zealand's not that far.
No.
So if we can get someone over in New Zealand to turn the lights on, we'll go over and do a game over there.
They've got all the same gear as us now.
Oh, have they?
Well, I'm not sure about this one. They've got all the cameras the same.
Who's that?
Good start from
New
Carla,
Zealand-
unfortunately.
New Zealand Bowls. Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, it's going to be too little too late. We've got one in to go. This is the last end.
Yeah, well, we heard about last night, Andrew. The Woodgate Fours is on, and unfortunately we've got to be back for Robbie and I are off to Lightning Ridge when that's on.
You would have been to Woodgate, would you, Bruce?
When I lived at Harvey Bay, I was.
Oh, okay, yeah. Beautiful. Unfortunately, like Boyne Island, I love Boyne Island, but unfortunately Woodgate, very prevalent on the sandflies.
Oh, yeah.
And unfortunately, I mean, they just eat me alive.
Well, they don't.
But two beautiful greens. Have you ever bowled on?
No.
17 second easily.
I wasn't bowling when I was at Harvey Bay. That was 76.
Nice clubhouse at 40 metres from the beach. Gorgeous area. Woodgate.
Beautiful. Yeah, we used to, in Harvey Bay, if my mum and dad or my in-laws came up, we'd always hop in the car and go for a drive. And we went to Woodgate and we went there a second time, and then we went there a third time just to drive up and have a picnic up on the foreshore there. Great little place.
Yeah. All right, 6 behind. Technically it's possible, but it isn't.
One of the boys from Loz's team, who's that? Craig Hodges.
Craig, I know Craig.
From Urangan.
Yep.
I said, I used to
Good
live
player,
in
Craig.
Used to live in Urangan. He said, oh, where? I said, Stewart Street. Oh, up near the water tower. I said, that was it. Yeah. Well, going way back. Yeah.
It's like, Robbie, when you're talking about Joe Edwards, if you're both from New Zealand, you must have gone to the same school, went to the same pub. And exactly with Craig Hodges at Urangan. Yeah. Great start, Cheeks.
Oh,
Lovely
well done.
Well, technically, that's 3. That's 3 shots they're holding.
Doing a tour of the John Schiulaz district, and she was just a new bowler in those days. She came up to our group and got chatting with us and wanted a few pointers there. She was right from the very good coach, keeping us mustard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew, I believe it is what people say. But yeah, best view I've never played at Woodgate, as I just said a minute ago, but I'd love to be there, and because I only took up bowls in '84 accidentally, out of sponsoring an event in Caboolture when I was new manager there.
Oh, that's right. I heard you say about that on a live stream, and they said, "Oh, you're going to chuck a bowl down, aren't you?" You went, "No."
Nah, don't be silly.
And then all of a sudden, It's like I moved to Barmedman near Wagga Wagga, West Wyalong in New South Wales when I was 35. And, me and the girl, well, fiancé then, we ended up married. Anyway, so they said, I said, have you bought Smoking Joe Whitfield's place? And I went, yeah. And one bloke said to the other bloke in the pub, because Barmedman's a tiny place, 200 people. And they honestly said, as I now know them, Ray Potter said to Storky, they went, oh, it looks like we got ourselves another bowler. And I said to my fiancée, I went, look, I said, I was always a wicket keeper and I was a decent bat, but I was never really a bowler. And she honestly said, I think they're talking about lawn bowls. And I said, you're kidding. I said, I'm 35. I'll never do that. And honestly, because there's nothing else here, within 3 months we were playing bowls and in 6 months I was a greenkeeper. Isn't it funny how it happens?
I was 32. 1984, I took it up.
Isn't it funny how it happens? But I genuinely did. I genuinely said I used to be a wicketkeeper. And it wasn't me, it was Beverly, God love her. She said, I think they mean lawn bowler. And I just laughed in her face. I was 35. Yep. And nowadays, a very, very good cliche from Bowls Australia, the marketing department, is lawn bowls. It's a young person's game that old people can play.
Yeah.
Let's turn it around. It's not an old person's good bowl here, Burra. This is a great bowl, Burra.
He's got to miss that.
Good bowl, Burra.
Oh, did it roll?
Yeah, no. That's one to Burra. Yep. Nothing short. Brilliant marketing because it was seen as an old person's game. And really, Robbie will know this. How many years has the average age of the Australian lawn bowls team been lower than the average age of the Australian cricket team? 6, 7, 8, 10 years? You know, and people can't believe that.
But you go back, many, many, many years ago when the age, they were in the 60s, the Australian team, blokes like Keith Poole, they were the old people.
Yep.
They were playing for Australia and they were 50, 60, whatever.
Yep. I used to play, I know I'm sounding like a lot of social bowlers now, but I used to play a lot of golf. But in golf, you can be like, at some stage, 2 kilometres away from the bar.
Yeah.
And at bowls, you're never more than 50 metres, are you? That's it.
Oh,
here we go.
Tickle
sit,
and fall.
sit and sit. That's 2 to Burra.
Yeah.
2 to Burra.
Yep. Well,
to be honest, Johnny Schiulaz needs 6. They're going to have to get 6 inside them 2 with 2 bowls to come.
Yeah, I gave that golf away, and 84 I started playing bowls. And you know what? Ever since 84, I've never lost a ball. It's unbelievable. I cannot understand. Yeah. I got a golf course over the back fence of my place, and I used to jump over there and hit balls around there and play. And I didn't play for ages and ages after I learned. I decided to play bowls. I've got a set of clubs sitting at home. They're probably rusted by now, but I haven't played a long time since I've played golf. Oh, maybe a couple of charity events for when you're manager of the local bank. Oh, it's sat.
It was famously Mark Twain that said golf is a good walk spoiled. And it's really not, but it is in my case.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, I was a very good golfer for never getting sunburnt because I was always under a tree. And there's a lot of shade under trees.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
But I did like golf, but you only ever socialise with the 3 other blokes who were in the group.
Yep.
Here, you're far more in closer proximity. I do think it's a more social game.
Well, the only time you talked to them was on the tee and on the green.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Because they're nowhere near me on the fairway.
we used to play army golf, left, right, left, right. Yeah, I do find this very, very social. Oh, yeah. How many times have we all gone out and tried to help barefoot bowlers at our clubs for the first time and all that? And you basically show them the basic. And then I always say, it's not as easy as it looks on telly, is it? And they all say, no, it isn't. It looks easy on telly.
The group.
Yeah. 2 things. You've got to get right, line and length, or as Brian Marshall said, line, length and luck.
Yep. We had a charity match with the rugby league referees in Mackay, a barefoot match.
Yep.
And my wife just couldn't come to grips with why have I got to aim over there to get it down there.
Yeah, it defies logic to a point.
Yeah.
At least in golf, you are aiming at the spot you aim to hit it at.
Yeah, but whether it gets there.
Yeah.
Oh, through the gap. All right, so 2 at the moment to Burra, yeah.
Who's part of Mick Trojak's team. This will be, I'm not saying a massively surprising win, but yeah, somewhat of an upset. And poor old Johnny Schiulaz, I just said to Johnny and Miles, I said, if there was a Calcutta, I would have had you blokes at sneaky odds, but no, full credit to them.
Actually didn't look at the rule. What's dead ends?
No, it'll be back on the tee.
Back on the tee,
They want them all off the green at the same time.
Yeah. So, no dead ends, respot on
Correct,
the tee. There we go, yeah.
All right, my friend, thank you very much. I'll let you sign off, but it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah. Jeff, yeah, it's good to get an insight into the local people.
Yeah.
I
know Peter Cameron, who's our club bar manager, who's not too far away.
Yeah.
Who's a mad Geelong Cats supporter. He's very keen to have a go. But having said, if you want me back, I'll come back. And if
what
not,
do they play?
Geelong Cats. Oh, who knows? Who cares up here?
Yeah.
See, now, no. Peter, that was a rhetorical question. Yeah, Peter's now telling you everywhere where you can see the stupid Geelong Cats win by 180,000.
They tell me that's catching on, that AFL stuff, so it's not too bad. Oh, it'll get better.
A game that started out as a way for the Australian cricket team in 1873 to keep fit.
To keep fit.
Yep.
Yeah,
mate.
Unbelievable.
Well,
Jeff, mate, it's been fantastic. Thank you very much.
A pleasure, mate.
We'll... No, we've lost you there. Yeah, we're hiding. That's... Yep. Yeah, there I am.
I don't want to be seen. No. No, I've got tax problems. Don't show me. I've got tax problems and alimony.
That's why I'm hiding behind the screen.
Don't show me. It's been a pleasure. As I said, if no one else will do it, I'll come back. But it'd be nice to hear somebody else. Peter Cameron would actually be very, very good. Yeah. All right, Bruce. Thanks,
Robbie.
Buddy.
Thanks, Bruce. It's been a pleasure.
Cheers, mate.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that was Jeff Turnbull. Used to be the greenkeeper here, and he's come back to help them out and get things prepared for this tournament, and very grateful for him to do so. The Lozzalec Spring Open 4 is proudly supported by, of course, Lozzalec. There's top of the screen there. And going down the left-hand side, Ray White Tannum Sands, GMG Global Management Group, Cement Australia, Colin Boyce, the federal member up this way. Down the other side, BCIB, Kelvin, Boyne Tannum, Liza, we had heard before, Boyne Tannum Funerals and Cremations, Dr. Bridget Martins, Tannum Family Practice, CPAP Direct, and Glenn Butcher, the local member, state member for Gladstone. And straight up the middle, Bill Robinson in there in Gladstone, the Toyota dealership, and Bendigo Bank. We thank you all for your sponsorship, and a big shout out also to the committee here at Boyne Island Tannum Sands Bowls Club. They just cannot do enough for Robbie and I. We are doing absolutely fantastic. Thanks to the committee members from Boyne Island Tannum for organising the Spring Open Fours Carnival, and thanks to the players for their support. I'd like to thank the umpires, greenkeepers, bar staff, and the bistro staff for their efforts during this event. But yeah, look, fantastic, and without the support, the community club, they're doing a great job, and without the support of their sponsors, these events don't go on, and it doesn't. We can't showcase bowls for what it is. It's the friendly sport, I call it, and fantastic. We will sign off now. We'll be back probably about an hour's time after we've had. There's a bite to eat. Got to get a few things changed. But yeah, thank you very much, ladies. And as Brian always says, enjoy your bowls and support your club. Fantastic. Talk soon. Bye now.